Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different, and it's something that I've been practicing for a while. In Cricut Design Space, they've recently added the feature of cleaning up automatically if you've got an Access subscription. So I'm going to try and do that today. I have been practicing behind the scenes for a while, and the reason that I've been practicing is because the thing that I chose for this project is something that's quite complicated, and I've chosen to take writing out of greetings cards that people have sent me and turn people's writing into vinyl designs. So this is one that I had this card off my other half for my birthday in December, and I thought this is going to be a perfect one to try it with. So I thought I'd try it with his writing first. So this is the writing in the card, can you see that there? And then that is the vinyl that I've cut out just there, so it looks exactly like it. I will show it you at the start of the video anyway, so that you can get a real good look at it. But I'm so impressed with how that has worked. So I'm going to take some writing now out of this birthday card from my son, and I'm going to take his writing and put it into Design Space. We're going to clean it up. I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we're going to cut it out of some vinyl and put it onto a mug for him for his birthday. It's all quite ambitious, but I think it's going to be really good, so let's jump straight in. Up close. So just thought I'd show you this again up close. So this is what I've done with the Cricut, and it's cut out in a vinyl, and then this is the actual writing in the card. So it looks really good. It looks really similar, doesn't it? So I'm pleased with how it has turned out. Then I've got this one. So this was the birthday card from my son, who is 15 in a couple of weeks, and obviously he's a comedian, and one of his favourite sayings is, "Do you want to scrap?" And he always crosses out the message in cards and writes something amusing. So I'm going to put this into Design Space today, and I'm going to see if I can get "Do you want to scrap" cut out onto some vinyl, and then I'm going to stick it on a mug for him for his birthday, because I just think it would be funny. So all I do to do this is just get my phone. So you just want to get a good picture of it with no shadow on it at all. And I just take a couple of pictures, and then all I do is, because I'm using a Mac, just go into there and I will airdrop that to myself on the computer, and that noise on there means that it's ready. So I'm going to accept that on my laptop and save it into my downloads, and then I'm now going to jump into Cricut Design Space and we'll go through how to clean it up. So first of all then, we just want to upload our image that we've just taken on our phone or whatever device we're using. So just go over to upload, and then you can see all your different uploads here, and there's the one that I've done previously with my other half's writing. So then click on upload image, and then click on browse. Then you'll need to find the picture from your downloads file if you're on a Mac, or wherever it has saved to on your computer. So I've got mine in downloads, so I just need to scroll down and actually find it. There it is. So then I can pop that into Design Space, and you get an upload image preview on the left hand side, which shows you everything on there. And then the next thing to do is select the image type, and we want to select complex just to keep as much detail in the image as we can. And then we'll go through to continue. So now that we're through here onto the background remover, the first thing I'm going to do is crop down my image. So if I just go up to the top here to the little square with the line through it, that will take me onto the crop page. And then once I have gone through to that page, the cursor will turn into a little cross, and I can just go onto my design and draw across where I want to crop out. So I just want it to be the "Do you want to scrap?" So let's just crop that down now. There we go. So that is just what I want it to be. So I'm going to now click on back to my image, and then I can shrink it down a little bit with the zoom, and I'm going to click on the remove background using the automatic background remover tool. So that's just doing its thing. There we go. So it's taken out the majority of the background. I can still see there's a couple of little bits that we need to get rid of. But if we go up to Preview Cut Image, it's going to show us what's left and what we need to work with. So it looks pretty clean around the actual writing. It's really done such a good job there. And you can see what I need to get rid of at the top. So now I'm going to come back to my working screen. And I'm going to get rid of this remnants of happy birthday and the bit of scribble that's there. I'm going to do that manually using the erase tool. So just come down to the erase tool and it'll bring up the size of the eraser. So I'm going to make it a bit bigger so I can do it all more or less in one go. Just try and keep it on there. So you just press down on your mouse and just roll over what you need to get rid of. Once you're happy with that, go back to the preview. And there you can see it looks pretty good. So we can then go through to apply and continue. So this page now comes up where we need to select the upload type. So you've got print then cut and you've got a cut image and it's the cut image that we want. So select that and you get the green box around it so that you know it's selected. And then if you want to, you can change the image name as well. So I'm just going to put my little title in there for Harley writing and then click on upload. And there it is. So now we can click on it again and get a green box around it and then add it to the canvas. There it is. It's on there now for us to resize and start cutting out. So just wanted to show you as well how I did it with my other half's writing, because the background remover left some bits around the edges of each of the letters. So all I had to do was go into the manual erase feature. So I selected the eraser and you can see me just going around the edge now with the eraser, just taking out all of that extra background that it hasn't done automatically. I guess that the colour was very similar to what was on the background and the writing, so it just missed it. So I'm just going around each letter and then previewing it just to see what it looks like, because you can see it's quite jagged on the edges and I want to get rid of that, because when it's cutting on your machine's going to struggle to cut those little jagged edges. I do wish that you could see the pieces that are still there instead of having to preview it, because I know there's still some dots there that I have missed because I can't see them. They're so similar in colour to the background. This is a bit time consuming, but it did make for a really nice smooth cut when I came to doing the cut. So just keep previewing it just to see how smooth that L is compared to the O. And I want to just keep going around that, and I'm going to start on the O now and just get rid of all the jagged edges around that. And if you go a bit wrong, you can always just hit the undo arrow at the top there and get rid of that as well. So that is another option, and I can see a few bits of odd stuff in there that I just need to get rid of. So that's what I spent a lot of time on with this particular one. As I said before, the automatic background removal is quite good for the most part, but sometimes it does miss little bits here and there. Here's the mug that I'm going to use. It's just a Poundland mug, just a plain white ceramic one. So I'm going to use this for this design, and I think I might put Harley down it on here as well, so that will be quite fun. I'm just going to grab my ruler. So, I reckon about 7 centimetres is going to be the maximum that we can use for this. So I'll just resize that on the screen, and then I'll put some vinyl onto a mat and we will cut it out. Okay, I am going to use this Cricut foil vinyl for this, and it's a permanent vinyl. I would always recommend using a permanent vinyl if you're going to be using it on a mug or something that's going to be washed, because you'll need to make sure that you let it cure for a good 48 to 72 hours, but I normally leave mine about a week before I wash it or anything. But once you have let it cure, it will be absolutely fine to be washed. hand washed, I should say, not put into the dishwasher. So let's pop this into the machine and cut it out, and then I'll come back to you when I'm going to weed it. So let's set up now for cutting. So if we go through to make it, and you can see on here that it is a single mat cut, it's got a basic cut, and we are not using mirror because it's not iron on. But what we do need to do is move the design over to the other side of the screen, because that's where I've placed my vinyl on the mat, because that side of my mat is the stickiest. Let's go through to continue. It's important when we're selecting our base material that we get the right one that's nearest to what we are cutting here. So I'm going to go into browse all materials today. Okay, so I'm just going to type vinyl, oops, if I can spell it, into the search box. And the one I've got is adhesive foil, and it is a Cricut one. So you can see there's a C here, which means that is a Cricut vinyl. So let's click on that, and the little arrow appears. Click on done, and then that is set at the top there. Now I'm just going to insert my mat and do the cut, and I'll come back to you when I'm ready to weed. While that's cutting, I'm just going to clean my mug. So I'm just going to grab one of my alcohol wipes, and I'm going to just give it a good wipe over in the area where I'm going to put the design, just to make sure that there's no oils or dirt on here that's going to stop the vinyl from actually sticking. And then that is going to just dry while we do the weeding, so it doesn't take very long for it to dry off. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. Okay, so I've cut that out now, and I've actually had to do 2 passes on this because it didn't cut very well the first time. So I would always recommend double checking that your vinyl has actually cut before you eject the mat, so you don't waste it. Let's just try and get this peeled back from the corner. This is ever so sticky, this vinyl, which I guess is what we want. I'm just going to peel back really slowly, but you can see how well it has cut, because there's nothing sticking down to that backing paper at all, which is very impressive. I'm just going to cut off this little tiny piece, and I know it's only small, but it will go into the scraps box for when we need a small piece of this teal vinyl in the future. Let's just get that up off there, okay, and then that's off there completely. So let's grab the old pin pen and just get all these last few bits up. I think he's going to love this as a fun joke present for his birthday. It's something that he says to us all the time just for fun, and he's a really funny kid, even if I do say so myself. And he's a bit of a joker. So this is going to look great on this mug. So I'm just going to pop my rulers there to keep this mug nice and steady. We've got no fancy mug holders in this craft room. And then I'm going to just get a piece of the plastic transfer tape, just this stuff. This is just cheap book covering that you can buy from pound shops and B&M and stuff, and I use it quite regularly because it's cheap and it's totally see-through, whereas if I was using my other paper transfer tape, it's not see-through, so it's going to be difficult to see where the design is. I'm just going to cut a little bit of this. Don't need very much for this size of design, so I'll just grab that. Just going to peel the backing away and pop my design onto it like that, and I'll just get my scraper, give it a good burnish, and then do the same on the other side, and then that should just peel back pretty easily, hopefully. Just peel that back. So now I can just place it on here where I want it to be. Give it a really good press down. I always start off pressing it down with my fingers and then I'll move on to one of my squishy scrapers. I tend to like these better than the Cricut ones because they're a bit more flexible and get a bit more of a good press down, I always feel, because the Cricut ones are solid and these ones are flexible plastic, as you can see. Right, so now that that is down, I'm just going to peel back the transfer tape really carefully and slowly. There we go. Perfect. So there's the writing in the card. There's the mug. It looks brilliant. So good. And I think he's going to just laugh so much when he sees it. So that's it then, all done. And this is the finished mug. It looks so good. And the writing just looks absolutely perfect. I think he's going to love it, and just, it's a joke present, but I think he's going to really like it. But I think I might try doing this on a balloon as well, because especially the way that Design Space converts the actual writing and makes it so big, I think it'll look really good on a balloon, especially in like a foil vinyl or maybe the holographic vinyl. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, I'd love to see you again for the next one, so don't forget to subscribe. And if you've enjoyed it and you've learned something new, please hit the like button, because that really helps me to see the sorts of videos that people want to see again and more of in the future. Also, if you've got any ideas, questions, comments, drop them into the comments box down below. I will try to respond to you if I can. And all that's left to be said now is have a great week, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!